There are two types of models we're going to look at in regards to enzymes and how they function. Okay, one of them is known as the lock and key model, and the other one is known as the induced fit model. Now, the lock and key model, the name itself suggests that we have a specific substrate that is binding to the active site. Okay, we can see here with this diagram that the shape of the substrate, we've got this square section here and this triangle section here, can fit into the active site quite easily, okay, because it is the same shape. So we've got the substrate binding to the enzyme's active site here in the first step. In the second step, we can see that this substrate is going to be split apart, okay, and producing two products. So this is known as a catabolic reaction because those substrates are then broken down to form products. Okay, catabolic cut. Okay, they're cut in half. So the important thing to note here, or an example, is a key that opens up a door. Okay, only a certain key can open up a certain door lock. Okay, it's just one way to think of it. Okay, the next one is induced fit model. Now, the induced fit model is a little bit different in that the substrate doesn't specifically bind to the active site, okay, because it doesn't have a specific shape in order for it to bind. So what's happening here is that we've got two substrate molecules. They're drawn to the clef of the enzyme or the active site part, and then the enzyme changes its shape, forcing the substrate molecules to combine. Okay, we can see here there is a change in the shape of the enzyme itself, which is allowing it to hold on to these substrate molecules a lot tighter for a reaction to take place. Okay, so just to compare the differences and similarities between these two, so the lock and key model, we can see we've got these little tiny projections here, and they can specifically bind or fit into the active site. Okay, we've got the two substrates forming a product, so that is known as an anabolic reaction, okay, the opposite to catabolic. And then we've got induced fit model here. Okay, the active site does not look the same as this one. It is not specific to what substrates bind to it, but it does change shape so that a reaction can take place and then the products are being formed. Okay, so have a read through these notes here. Okay, so more substrates or more enzymes means there are going to be more reactions. Okay, we look at something called a collision theory. So more collisions with the substrate and the active site means that we're going to have more reactions. Enzyme subjects when we have the substrate that is bound to the enzyme. Okay, that's a key point that we usually talk about in biology.